Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gabel.
And my name is Jacob Wurtz, guys. Welcome to episode 174 of the Untapped Podcast. If this is your first time joining us, first of all, thank you. We are thrilled to have you here with us. We actually have 5 main formats of our show. So first, we have Forging Fortitude episodes. Now, in these ones, we cover the mental side of our brand. We go over our anecdotal experiences with things like mindset and mentality. We then pass on tips and advice to you guys to then apply to your own lives. Next, we have physical vitality episodes. Now, in these ones, we really get to showcase our expertise because we are covering the physical side of our brand. And you have 2 certified personal trainers here. Now, in these episodes, we cover everything that we offer through our fully custom Untapped training app. So if you guys have any questions about what we offer, please get a hold of us. We are very reachable guys, and we are very willing and able to help you get the results that you want. Now, in addition to that, we also cover everything to do with the gym, workouts, diet, nutrition, supplements, mental toughness programs like 75 Hard. And then sometimes we will take trending articles or topics within the fitness industry and give our thoughts and opinions on those. Now, guys, these physical vitality episodes are full of free game. We cannot stress that enough, so make sure you pay attention.
Imagine not being on the Untapped app by now.
Oh, my gosh. That's the ultimate L decision for anyone not on the app.
The most seamless app anybody could ever take part in.
It's so easy.
It's insane.
It's so easy, and it's fully custom. I don't know if we ever mentioned that.
We definitely haven't. No, for sure. On to our third format, guys. That is our breaking news format. That is what we have for you today. It is our current event-based format. We touch on current events, current articles going on in today's world. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the content you see around current events is very doom and gloom in the world. We are also bringing the solution-based side of things and where to go from here, as much as TikTok tends to hate that in the comments. But anyways, on to our fourth format. That is our Knights Table format. The Knights Table format is a masculinity-based format. We touch on things like toxic masculinity, if it's real, what it is, fatherhood, the impact it's had on all 3 of our lives in here, and then also male-based topics in general and how men are really linked to the future of the world, but mainly the United States that we're in here. Now, keep in mind, I'm 27. Wurtz is 27. Our producer, Mitch, is 25. Because of that reason, we are not coming to you as some all-put-together man. We will never be that. The only perfect man to ever walk this earth is Jesus Christ, as we'll get into even more today.
Mm-hmm.
On to our 5th format. That is our guest format. We sit down with entrepreneurs, fitness professionals, athletes, doctors, somebody with a great story, or anybody who brings you value. We're going to learn a lot from those episodes. You guys are also, in turn, going to learn a lot from those episodes. Now, our last thing to introduce before the main content of the episode, and maybe a little fact of the day, is our producer and my brother, Mitch Gabel.
What's going on?
What's up, Mitch?
Hey.
Happy birthday, by the way, Wurtz. I really forgot to say that last episode. Completely blew by that.
Well, there was a more important thing happening in the world.
There was
we also don't want to celebrate Wurtz's birthday because obviously that's celebrating the jet fuels melt steel beams. I mean, it's one of those you don't want to do.
Wurtz was part of the dancing Israelis.
Correct.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, wow. We're trying to get this episode taken down within the first few minutes here.
He was 3 years old and he was actually driving the plane. So
him and Lucky Larry Silverstein were best friends.
Right. Totally. Yeah. Mitch, you're getting married here in a couple of weeks.
Exciting.
Indeed.
That's exciting.
It is.
Yeah. You don't seem very excited.
I'm very excited.
I'm sure his wallet's not excited about it.
His what?
His wallet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
I don't have a wallet.
Well, he's on the untapped salary, so we know he's doing
exactly.
fine.
We covered it.
Yeah.
We took care of it.
I don't know about that one.
Well, that was going to be your wedding present from us.
Well, eventually it'll be a GT3 from us. It's okay.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Feeling good? Nervous?
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
It'll be a party.
It will be.
A lot of people coming in from out of town.
Definitely won't cry.
No.
I won't either. I'll just be stone-faced the
I
whole time.
I probably won't either.
No. Crying's gay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely didn't cry at all 3 of my best friends' weddings so far.
right. Exactly.
Bro, there's just something about seeing not only your boy up there, of course, but like when you see their wife walking down the aisle, like it's special, man.
It's awesome.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
It's a big moment.
It is.
Marriage is a foundation of society, and it's not only like in the way of just like the nerdy route of that, but it's also just awesome. Like it's a really, really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was cool, just because we're on this in this was something that really I only got to experience on your day was, by the way, never mind. I thought we had something posted from that day, but never mind.
Holly does. Some of the videos
I meant the big one I made.
Oh,
but,
gotcha.
But anyway, I did all the video for Gabel's wedding that day. The way the main video opens up is a drone shot of Holly and her dad walking down this huge set of stairs into the park and all this. It was a very beautiful moment. But as I was filming that with the drone, I'm like, I'm literally the only person that is seeing this live. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And so like that, it was just that moment too. It's like, this is pretty cool. Doesn't matter that I'm the one seeing it. It's like, it's just cool to see this happening in real time.
And the fact that you caught it is huge.
Yeah, I was very, very happy with that.
Because last minute I was like, if you're willing to, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, absolutely.
Awesome.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you did it in very much your style, 10 minutes before I was leaving.
10 minutes before you leave.
Hey, could you do the video?
Hey, could you grab a camera? That's literally how it went, actually. Like
unfortunately, that was pre me having this badass camera up here, but that's
it
neither here
still
nor
looks
there.
great, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to kind of our regular style of episode here, because if you guys didn't listen, last week's episode was a very unique style that we did. Money Mitch and I basically interviewed Gabel on the...
Fact of the day.
Yeah, of course. I'm
okay,
there.
nice. Sorry, my bad.
This boy's tweaking over here, everybody.
I'm losing it, guys. Sorry.
If you haven't gone and listened to last week's episode, it was very cool because it was unique. Money Mitch and I basically interviewed Gabel after the birth of his daughter. So very cool conversation. Got to hear a lot of great perspective from the big man over here. So definitely go and listen to episode 173 if you haven't already. But if you did, you know that we did not do our traditional segment here with Money Mitch. And so, Money Mitch, I would like to extend, on behalf of the Untapped Podcast co-hosts here, extend an apology to you formally for skipping over your part.
Formally.
Yes.
Accepted.
Yes.
Accepted. Perfect.
But also get over it. So, but anyway.
Also, don't be a pussy and ask for apologies.
Right. So, Money Mitch, fact of the day, what you got for us?
Don't have one because you were mean to me now.
Get over it.
Just skip over Mitchell's segment because he's pissed.
Do you know the average person takes 23,000 breaths a day? You know that?
I honestly would have thought it would have been higher.
I hate when people mention stuff like this because now I'm thinking about it.
Now you're thinking about it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, big time.
In, out.
Funny enough, randomly on that, breathing classes are great. Like we not really, we didn't really do a breathing
you
class.
Learn how to breathe.
What is it, like the box breathing stuff we did or whatever? Yeah, that was awesome.
Pre plunge.
Yes, pre cold plunge. Yeah,
which it was very helpful because that was our second one, so we knew what was coming. I felt more like nervous before that one.
That was funny, because you knew how hard it was.
Right. Yeah, because when you do it for the first time, you know it's gonna suck because it's like, it's cold water, and then you're kind of just in it.
See, this is those times when that routine mind of yours hurts you.
For sure.
Yeah. Because me, I'm just like, whatever. I'm like frolicking through the flowers. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, let's get in the cold plunge.
23,000. Well, Mitch, tomorrow I will count my breaths for you. And then we can confirm that.
I wonder if it is enhanced for like chubbos. Just like huge 400-pound plus people.
I definitely thought you were going to say if it's enhanced or what the number would be for people that are active.
Because, I'm sure it's like 2.
2 what? Breaths?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, okay, that was a you thing there.
That wasn't very funny.
Whatever.
Yeah.
See, it isn't very funny usually.
Yeah. See, you swung and missed tragically on the delivery there.
Okay, yeah, whatever. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
But no,
I'll help you out.
Actually, though, for active people, it probably is decreased.
Well, you would think anyway.
I would imagine you're talking 23,000.
Is what I was thinking.
Well, no, because I'm thinking decrease because of efficiency.
But if, let's say you have someone that is working out and someone's not working out, you're going to breathe more.
That's true, too.
In that time period.
But I'm thinking for that chubbo I mentioned, the 400-pound plus guy, it's like like this,
very true.
Like all day. Because he's basically exercising all day, moving that around.
Right. Is that a secret to exercising? Or to losing weight?
Breathing a lot?
No, becoming a chubbo, because you just said it's like exercising all day long. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh gosh. Yeah.
23,000 breaths a day on
Untapped
average.
hack. Get fat to lose weight. Huh. Interesting.
That's actually what we teach people so that we can inflate our numbers.
Exactly.
Of success.
And then we have better client testimonials that way.
They helped me lose 200 pounds. Now they had me gain 250 before, but
The worst trainers ever.
oh man. Okay.
Anyways,
this is not a physical vitality episode. Yeah. We apologize for the lengthy delay here, but also we're funny. We do have a breaking news episode, and it's now been a few weeks of this being in the headlines.
Yes.
At the time we're recording, it is September 22nd. So yesterday was the big memorial service for Charlie Kirk. What was actually the arena they were in, or the stadium?
It was the Arizona Cardinals Stadium.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. I think State Farm.
State Farm. Yeah. Or at least that's what it was. There was said to be somewhere around 100,000 people in there because they had the floor open.
I'm sure outside of it they had more people too. Apparently there was another building across the way with people in it. Yeah, too. I think I'm assuming watching on a screen.
Gotcha.
Something like that. But supposedly there was even more people there. And
okay.
I'm pretty sure it was tens of thousands more.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of people is the point here. Well, at the service, we are now 3 weeks removed from the incident.
By the time it'll be like 2 weeks and 5 days. Big exact.
Okay.
I'm doing the math right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Of the shooting and that whole situation. So kind of what we wanted to do, since we haven't yet, is give our overall thoughts on the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give some general positives that could or have come out of the situation, and then obviously the plethora, but the general negatives that have come from the situation as well. Yeah, it was obviously a heavy day. The day that happened. And I would say the full 7 days, from that happening. It was a very weird day though. The day it happened, there was just it was a whole range of emotion, whole range of questions. That I'm sure most of us were asking internally. You and I were certainly very active in the few group chats that we're active in basically every single day. Asking questions, making comments. Mitch, you were a part of that as well.
We talked to pretty much every one of the people that we talk about politics with, essentially. About it.
Yeah. Right. And for me anyway, including my parents as well, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Same here.
But just a very, very weird day. And I would say that's probably the first event in our life where it's like, we'll remember where we were type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like what people a little bit older than us have, like with 9/11, for example. I can't really think of anything else like that. That isn't as funny as this is. That isn't like sports related.
Well, yeah. And also, like, if we're talking about anything when it comes to like major events, COVID was a long major event.
Sure.
So we don't count that. We're talking like one single event, like not like the assassination attempt on assassination attempt on a lot of presidents for that matter. Ronald Reagan, where I was thinking.
Yeah.
With that one.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, like it wasn't obviously Trump didn't get killed in his assassination attempt.
Right.
So that was like the only one that would be like second close to where it was because, But, and all the questions surrounding that,
of
as
course.
we talked about in the whatever, I mean, that episode was almost a year ago now. Wow. Yeah.
Over. That was July.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Wow.
Because I do actually remember that one. We were getting set up for a block party, funny enough. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I would lead off with.
Yeah. Leading into the general positives, obviously we want to go into those first. And again, don't think we're skimming over the evil parts of this, guys.
Of course.
This is not what this means. It's that, and I'm sure Charlie's family would, especially Erica, his wife would resound this statement, is that the positive is that it is waking up a lot of people to Christ again. Mm-hmm. Not only the memorial service yesterday, where you see, like you said, hundreds of thousands of people basically singing his praises, incredible.
Right.
Whether or not you like that type of music, Christian wise, or, whatever you want to talk about, doesn't matter. It's just incredible that that many people are praising God on one area. It's
one spot.
It's unbelievable. And again, televised everywhere. Everybody's commenting on it, all of it. Excuse me. So that's a huge positive. I think that's the number one positive we should mention is that there's been a lot of people either talking about it, not only X, Instagram, social media, whatever, and just not only our friends also getting more involved in their faith because of this too. The people that we've talked to and be like, wow, I need to dive more into this and I need to take this more seriously, including us two, including us three in here for that matter, 100%. Sure. Like we can always take it more seriously.
Yeah.
And so that's been a huge positive. And I'm sure Charlie's smiling down about that. Like I'm sure that's for him, it's like a big fist pump, like huge win on that end of things. Unsurprisingly so, because again, he was, whether you want to agree with it or not, he was a champion for Christ. Big time. Yeah. Big time. Like huge positive of that man. And again, like, are we going to sit here and say we agreed with every word he said? No, we didn't. But do we agree on a lot? Yeah, I would say so. So general positive, that would be one of the ones I would list. Another general positive is, in my opinion, the realization of a lot of people and how they think about us in this country. How there's people saying that Charlie deserved it. One guy tried to troll on one of my TikTok posts recently and said that Charlie deserved it or whatever, because it was me talking about not being offended by words. So I'm going to have a response for him here soon. But anyways, so a lot of people saying that. So if Charlie deserved it, what you have to realize and what you come to realize a little bit is that, okay, my viewpoints, just speaking for myself here, are farther right of what Charlie believed.
Sure.
So they definitely want me dead.
Yeah.
That also means they don't feel bad for Holly and Haven in that scenario. And that's a good realization to have because it makes you realize that not everybody's on your team.
Right.
You don't have to be liked by everybody, which is not true. Anybody that tries to be liked by everybody is more than likely a person you shouldn't trust. That's just not a trustworthy person. So in my opinion, that's a positive I would take away from it, is that it exposed a lot of that evil and the thoughts that came along with, and we should have known this, like with what you and I dealt with every time we walked into stores during COVID and whatnot, we should have known this.
Yeah.
Anybody like double mask up during COVID and telling you you're a grandma killer or whatnot. You had your friends telling you you're grandma killers, all that stuff. We should have known that not everybody's on your side.
Yeah.
There's a reason that our circle of trust of us three in here is pretty small.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Now, again, we're trying to expand that as much as we can because you want to have a big group around you of trustworthy people, but
we're also very careful about it too, though.
Very careful.
Yeah.
100%. We were just talking about that before the episode, actually, for that matter, and being very specific about that and how we act around that type of stuff. And as men, you have to do that. And again, it always goes back to the idea of, that's why you have people around you that tell you the truth. Because people that tell you the truth won't go around your back and say, oh yeah, I would shoot them in the neck, just like Charlie. I can trust that any of my close friends, including you two, would always tell me the truth to my face, and you would never go talk shit about that behind my back.
Right.
It would only be solution based. It's like, okay, how can we help Gabel in this? Even behind my back, if it's anything behind my back, it's solution based. I know that, which is awesome. So, anyways, that's the two positives I would start with. I'm kind of formulating more, but go ahead.
I think along both of those lines, in addition, it woke a lot of people up to the influence of other people, other groups, maybe other countries, but it woke up a lot of people to those things. And not only in the reactions of the people, laughing about this or saying he deserved it or whatever, but just if you look around at different things that have been said by different people, whether that's news outlets, whether that's world leaders, whether that's those groups that we're already talking about, it also woke up a lot of people to that. And how, and I think what I'm about to say goes into more your second point there, how far away we still are, and the whole meet in the middle thing that you were talking about a little bit in last week's episode.
Or how we talked about the gap being bridged.
Can
it be?
Yes. Correct. This exposed that we are a lot further apart than I think even you and I thought.
Probably, I would agree.
Because Charlie was a very middle person, very moderate. Obviously, he was conservative. Obviously, he was on the Republican side of things. There's certainly no questioning that. But compared to the things that we talk about, whether on or off the podcast, the things we talk about with our circle, we are certainly much further and more quote unquote extreme than what that is. So what has been said, whether from individuals or quote unquote, celebrity type people, meaning public eye people, should wake you up a lot if it hasn't already. And again, that sounds like a negative, but it is a positive because now your eyes can open more to that, So I would certainly say that that's a positive in addition to the two that you mentioned there.
I would, because again, it's like sometimes these, like you said, the positives sound like negatives sometimes in these ways. You know what I mean? Like
because
what we're talking about.
It's hard to convey positives in a situation like this. It just is. It's very hard to convey that in a way that sounds positive because it's resulting from a death, a public death, by the way. Not only in front of the crowd, but obviously, within minutes, it's everywhere. Which that could potentially go into the negative conversation or portion of the conversation when we get there.
100%. Yeah.
But that's what makes it so kind of awkward to talk about as positives, because it's like, well, positives are being talked about because of something horrible. Because of
this horrible video we just watched in this event. That just
exactly.
Happened. Yeah.
Exactly. So I totally get what you're saying there.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't want to. I mean, that's the thing is like I don't want to turn any of this into like speculation either, because I really want to focus on the stuff that came out of it. For example, like because it's hard. The actual shooting itself, what I found with X is filled with the conspiracy theory aspect of it, as you and I
was going to get into that.
Talked about plenty, and we won't. I won't go down that so you can talk about that. X has plenty of that, and I think everywhere else, other social media sites have had that to a degree. I don't think unless the only people I've really been listening to on that type of stuff are a person like Ian Smith, for example, a person like Ian Smith who went through his gym being closed during COVID and fought that and in every way and has spoken out against that, against government tyranny in every single way. So I listened to, his thoughts on that because I consider his opinion very valid. We've also met him multiple times in person.
Definitely.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Now, the only other real people that I can really take actual opinions from on the actual shooting itself, in my opinion, is like special forces guys, because they know the tactics and, because they're talking about a 30-06 bullet and what it can do to a human body or, comparatively, and whether it bounced off a plate or something like that, that type of stuff. So I don't really
like physics of it.
I don't want to hear it from some anonymous account on X. I just personally don't. So anyways, just to caveat that before I finish out any of the positives, I think another positive is that I think a lot of people held their families tighter because of this. I think a lot of people will take time to put more time into the people close to them because of this, because they realize how possibly volatile the next 5 to 10 plus years could be in this country.
Sure.
Because of that. And
maybe even not that long.
So I think that's actually a big positive because, again, people are going to be pouring into their loved ones. I'm going to be pouring into Holly and Haven and you guys and my parents and, all my extended family too. So I think that's going to be a really big positive that comes out of it.
Because it truly, and most people are aware of this because we've all had people die unexpectedly or just people die in our families. Everyone has dealt with that. No one is immune to that. But something like this, I think, really showcases just how finite life is, And again, we all know the risks of driving to work every day. We all know the risks of, going into the grocery store. Something could happen.
Or going downtown St. Louis.
To a Cardinals game.
Right.
Like, we know the risks, which is why we don't often go down there,
Yep.
And we've talked plenty about this, but like, we either go down there for some kind of sporting event or some kind of group event that's usually with like S2 or first form. So we know the crowd is good.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean walking from the parking garage to Ballpark Village, something couldn't happen in those 3 minutes.
God forbid.
You know what I mean?
God forbid.
And yeah, that could be a very very dark way of thinking about things, but it's also a very realistic way of thinking about things. and being aware and things like that.
Some people would make fun of you. Oh, is a little big guy scared of going downtown? It's like, oh, so you want me to be purposely looking for danger? That's
right.
Really intelligent ad there.
It's like, no, I'm being aware of the situations I'm putting myself in.
Yep.
Same
thing as why legal law-abiding citizens own firearms, because we
exactly.
know the dangers, home breaking, government tyranny, whatever it is.
Right.
All of it.
It's funny. On that note, I saw a video today actually, and this guy, he was comparing the views of the Second Amendment between right and left.
I think I saw this. I think I reposted it actually. Maybe
that's how I saw it. We were just talking about
maybe.
That. But this guy said basically the right sees guns as they're written into the Second Amendment. So things like protection against a tyrannical government.
Number one.
things like hunting. Overall protection.
Mm-hmm.
People on the left see them as a way to kill people, which is why they want them banned as far as people on the ground level, normal people on the left. They're scared of getting murdered, so they think, let's take all the guns away. And it's like, see, you see guns as murder weapons. We see guns as protection devices and things to eat, or a way to eat, I should say.
Which is an advocation for evil, degenerate people to not have those firearms anyways. Or
of course.
Yeah, which again, we could talk about the illegal gun argument and all that stuff, but that's not the point of the episode at all. So,
So I thought that was actually a really easy to digest way of breaking that down.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like when we were a high trust society back in 1980, 1990, and before, you didn't have to worry about that.
No,
you didn't have to worry about somebody rolling up on you and trying to take your cash or something like that and tell me, give me all your money or something like that.
Right.
Because crime was handled back then too.
Yeah.
And or we, plenty of other reasons. As you and I could go into.
I mean, look at the Wild West. It was just on everyone's hip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I'm not going to mess with you. You're not going to mess with me.
They did the go on the street.
And if we did, we're going out on the street and only one of us is going back into the bar.
And that's how we want to play it.
Straight up. Mm-hmm. Or we're going to fist fight. And then still one of us.
So much more respectful.
Yeah. Still only one of us is going to go walk back into the bar. But 15 minutes later, I'm going to come help you up and we're going to be fine.
Genuinely, if a man ever had issues with me, I'd tell him, okay, let's fist fight. Fist fight one-on-one.
Yeah.
Neither of us press charges.
Yeah. Right.
We handle it. We shake hands after.
Right.
We're good. But don't be a bitch and talk behind my back.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on. If that's what we're going to do, let's hash it out. Cool. We're good.
Yeah.
And when it was handled that way, firearms didn't need to be involved. Again, it was a high trust aspect too.
Exactly.
Because they knew that wasn't needed in that scenario.
Right.
It was like, let's handle this as men. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's move into the negatives here. I think we've covered good general positives there.
Yep.
All pretty similar in a sense. But to just start where we kind of were going, as far as, the conspiracies and social media and things like that. I'm certainly guilty of this. I think you would say you're guilty of this, but going through all the different hundreds, probably, conspiracy theories that were immediately out everywhere, especially on X.
Still weeks after.
After. That is a negative because, and you and I have talked about this, because it almost disrespects the situation at a base level. That this man was killed in public, in front of his family, in front of the whole world, and we're kind of just breezing by that to figure out if Israel did it or not.
Yes.
And while those probably still are legitimate questions to ask because of the speed of information nowadays and connecting dots and things like that, while they are possibly reasonable questions to ask, can we not disrespect the situation 2 hours after it just happened and
act like you're doing a service to the world by providing this conspiracy theory?
Exactly.
That you have no way of validating.
No way.
By the way.
No way.
None.
Yes. And then, there's all these other ones, slowing down the video, and it's like, keep an eye on this guy here. And it's like, yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. Some of that looks a little odd. Maybe it just happened to time up.
Yep. Maybe he's just moving weird.
Yeah.
Humans move. Like if I'm standing still for that long, I'm probably moving weird.
Correct.
Too. Yeah.
And you already mentioned it. If it's a guy like Ian or guys that are special forces and have experience in that field, and they're the ones maybe breaking down different movements or something, like, okay, that's maybe a guy you listen to.
I haven't seen it.
And then there's, yeah, you have, because I've sent a couple.
Yeah. Well, no, those are the valid ones you've sent.
That's what I mean. Yes.
Sorry, that's yeah.
And so, like, again, maybe that is something that you watch it and it's like, okay, like this guy's breaking it down and like it does make sense. But then, you got the stuff like, was the table AI rendered because the chair looks like it's just passing right through the table? And then are there trap doors underneath where Charlie was sitting and all this stuff? It's like, what? Like, what are we talking about?
Yep. It's because the internet, especially X, has devolved into clicks in a lot of ways.
For sure.
That's what it is.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do think the reasonable questions to ask are like, there's been no autopsy reports. There's been no, there was no ambulances.
The man of steel thing from the FBI in the corner. Really weird. Like
very weird.
Like whole, most stable spine. It's
yeah.
And again, that you could try to refute that by saying, okay, maybe this, this furry porn watching dude was messing with some really shitty ammo. And
maybe.
like very shitty ammo, and it maybe wasn't actually a 30-06,
right?
Like they keep saying, and so you could ask questions about that too. But I think you're right, because there's been questions raised, and what I appreciate about somebody like Ian is that he literally, one of his posts, he raised like 8 questions, or maybe it was more than that, or whatever it was. Like 16.
It's like, bro, you wrote 16. A novel here.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, like how do you when do you write these posts? Like holy shit. Anyways, the like 16 or whatever he had on there were all questions. It wasn't disrespectful. It was just around the situation and why he was still skeptical.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fair.
Yes.
That is entirely fair. He's also calling out people like Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Who have acted like a retard around this whole thing.
Right.
The entire time.
Bro, he literally looks like a guy that bought an FBI costume off of Amazon for Halloween.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole I'll see you in Valhalla thing.
Very weird.
Most cornball activity I've ever seen in my entire life. First of all, Charlie's in heaven.
Right.
You probably don't believe in that.
Exactly.
So that's probably why you're saying some weird shit on camera right now.
Right.
Which makes me trust you even less in that scenario.
Exactly.
And he wasn't even trustworthy. Him and Bondi alone were the least trustworthy people Trump could have put in his administration.
Remember, day one, dude, they're going to release everything.
Day one, bro. Yeah. It's the same thing as the stop the spread in 2 weeks bullshit.
Yeah.
Say, like that's the rights version of the stop the spread stuff. Like it's embarrassing. But anyways, you're right. So like in general, I think there's been the really negative aspect about some of the dumbass conspiracies that are just not founded at all. And then there's been the people just asking questions.
Yes.
And like setting up things around, like, what about this? What about that?
It's like, so he had the weapon, dismantled it, put it in his backpack, but then put it back together and left it in the woods.
One was weird. That's like, really weird.
It's like, that's a reasonable question to ask. Because like they've got the video, but I don't see how a 30-06 could fit in that backpack.
Yep. I just think though their law enforcement's been so weird around the whole thing, and the problem is, it would be if they weren't so weird around the whole thing, it would really be a actual believable theory.
Sure,
like this dude who got crazed ended up basically getting like porn brain essentially, or whatever it is, which is a whole nother conversation about banning pornography entirely.
Correct.
On all levels, on everything you could possibly do. I would advocate for that every day of the week. Oh, libertarians, everybody's got to shut up. Anyways, so like it would be a real reasonable theory. Like this mentally deranged dude with a trans roommate hates Charlie Kirk, shoots him.
Right.
Pretty reasonable theory if they aren't so weird around it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, there was somebody, I think I sent you, this is kind of funny, related on the same topic of the shooter, that Georgia Zinn guy, you know what I'm talking about, who the old man who they thought shot him first, was apparently causing a distraction and whatnot. Somebody, it was a quote tweet, and the tweet they quoted said, I'm at the point where I think they should just shoot the old man too. And the guy quote tweeted, he was like, yep, this is where I'm at.
I mean, technically he was interfering in the whole thing.
Yeah, that dude is just, also, by the way, I don't know if you saw, he was in possession of child porn.
Oh, I didn't. I might have seen that.
So we should shoot him anyways.
Right.
Yes, like I
and
agreed.
Then,
but
did you see how he was in like videos with the 9/11 stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
It's what's going on here?
I don't know. Again, there's a lot of questions. I'm just not. I think neither of us are going to give fire to stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
Like we're going to be reasonably skeptical.
Yeah.
And that's about it. from that end of things.
Because that's all we can do, but it's also all we need to do.
Yeah.
Because for the first few days, I felt way overconsumed by all of it, and I was sending you all kinds of stuff, mostly just to send it like, hey, like, look at this. And then some of them we were like, we would put like the eyebrow raise to let each other know, like, hey, I'm sending this to you, not because I believe it, but like, look how stupid this looks, you know? But the first few days, it was just like, I have seen him get shot probably at that point, probably over 100 times. It's like, that's not good for me to see that many times. I think people should see the video just so that you're aware of what these people are willing to do.
Mm-hmm. If you're a person who should be consuming that, I think 100%, like, seeing the video at least one time and then you're done.
Yeah.
Like, and preferably men in the scenario. Like,
sure.
I don't think women need to be. I literally told Holly, I was like, do not watch any close-up video. Anything that says close-up video, don't watch it.
Yeah.
That's what I told her.
Yeah.
I was like, don't.
Yeah.
Because that's not something their brains as women should be seeing. Sure. Like, I just, again, I'm as you guys can tell, I'm all on the side of protecting women and like avoiding them from the horrors of the world.
As it should be.
As much as you can.
Yeah.
So I would say men, be aware, because this is what they'll do to you and your family.
100%.
100%.
They don't care if you're right in front of them.
Yeah. And again, like, we can have all the kumbaya narrative all you want. There's no kumbaya narrative. There's a huge chasm between us, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
I would say another negative that I have particularly noticed, I don't know if you've thought on this at all, but I haven't talked to you about it, is how embarrassingly effeminate Christian men are. Genuinely. I sent you, JT, and Mitch this, the funny meme of the super gay Christian guy, basically.
Yeah.
Like this, they call him like Christ Cuck or something like that. Pretty funny name. Sorry. Shoot. I was trying to keep a straight face there. It didn't work at all, dude. Oh man, yeah. But I genuinely think, and I'll let Mitchell jump in after this point here too. But it's infuriated me just how effeminate Christian men are, genuinely. I don't know how many videos I saw the week after the shooting that were like them on there crying, essentially, like almost like near tears, talking about the sad state of our world, and we really all just need to come together. And it was, just the gayest thing you could possibly see. It was infuriating.
Well, and those are the people too, and this, I mean, zero negative in what I'm about to say, but those are the people that advocate for prayer only. And it's like,
that's it. There's nothing
like
else.
We are past the point of just prayer.
It's always included.
It's always included. It's not neglected. I'm not saying don't do that by any means, but we are past that point. Do you think in 1776, when this country was founded, that George Washington and his boys were just praying to beat the British?
Were they praying to cross the Delaware?
Exactly. That was funny enough. That was literally
going to be
the next thing out of my mouth. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. But no, of course not.
No, they weren't.
Now,
did they?
I'm sure they did. And that's actually in the stories.
Strong Christian men right there.
And then they took action and crossed it and fought. That is where we're at. We are not, and I'm not saying we need to go start civil wars and all this other stuff, because hopefully it doesn't come to that point.
We need to execute the law properly.
Exactly.
That's what needs to happen.
Yes.
We need to deport 100 million people.
Yes.
Including H-1B visas.
Yes.
Those all need to be $100,000 fee plus annually. I don't care. You could fee them every month if you wanted to. Sure. 100,000. Get them out. See ya. So that's one. Perfect. Okay, that's one thing. Deport 100 million. That's action. Prosecute everybody involved in COVID. Still haven't seen that, Trump. Where are we at? I don't know if I've seen anything other than just, you guys talked about vaccines a little bit. We're working that way a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. That's about it. Sweet. So execute the law properly in that manner with COVID. Anthony Fauci, again, should be properly dealt with, as we've talked about many a times.
Sure.
No jail.
No.
Preferably, I would hate if we went to the jail.
Oh, yeah.
I would despise if we went to jail. Yeah. Those of you that know. That's one. That's two things right there. And then execute law-wise. Any violent criminals need to be treated as such.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be, preferably, depending on the severity of their crime and the proof of it, executed, preferably executed.
Just like the dude on the train, DeCarlo or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah.
DeCarlo, I saw a really, really good video from Greg Anderson. I don't know if you remember him. He was a cop up in Seattle, Washington.
Yes.
During COVID, who basically told his department to go, go suck one, essentially.
Right.
Because they tried to get him to enforce COVID mandates on people.
Yeah.
And he said no.
Did Andy have him on?
Yes. He's had him on 2 or 3 times, actually.
Okay.
He had him on with another guy like a few months ago. But
Gotcha.
anyways, great listen, actually, to any of his content.
Again, someone you would listen to.
Another guy, because he was a former U.S. Marshal. Former high-level, actually, U.S. Marshal, I believe. But anyways, he was talking about that guy. If I was there, I would have drug him off the train, and I would have killed him right there. I would let him bleed out on the concrete right there.
And that's what the 5 or 6 people that were just sitting there should have done.
You would have thought nothing happened.
Literally. This dude
except
walked,
that one guy on the train that finally realized there's blood pouring on the other side of the train.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, this dude walked along the train with the knife, blood dripping all behind him. There's no hiding it.
Mm-hmm. I got that white girl.
Yeah.
By the way, caught on audio.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
Which, who wants to talk about black on white crime? By the way, who wants to talk about that elephant in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, because we can do a whole episode on that.
100%.
Anyways, on that same topic, what you're talking about is action. So those 3 things I just listed: criminals, deportations, and
illegals,
and COVID and
COVID.
executing law. Illegals and H-1Bs. But anyways, those 3 things. That's action you're talking about.
Correct.
That is all justified civil magistrate activity by the government.
Yes.
That the Bible talks about.
Yeah.
That is properly executing the law. God does not advocate for lawlessness and kumbaya with evil.
Right.
Just like St. Michael, you strike down evil.
Mm-hmm.
You don't let it stand. You sure as hell don't let it survive. You can forgive it, but that doesn't mean you don't execute justice in the world now.
Yeah.
And again, if I see another super low testosterone Christian man video, I'm going to start commenting on all of them. Genuinely, it's embarrassing.
It is.
Because the thing is too, it keeps real high testosterone men away from the faith.
Yeah.
This is who's in the church.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling you right now, the church I grew up in, plenty of Protestant churches I've been in, the men in there are embarrassing.
Yeah.
They don't take care of themselves physically. They look like they've never eaten above 1,000 calories in a day one time. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I could harp all day on that because of the fact that Christian men should be the most elite of society.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
By far the most elite members of society in every way. With the values that the Bible lays out for us, we should be the most elite, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we think we're better than people. It just means that every little detail should be locked in our lives as best we can.
Go read the prayer of St. Michael the Archangel.
Please.
And tell me that doesn't fire you the hell up.
Please.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you ever came to Mass with me, we were at a church, and they say it at the end of most, not all, but most Masses on the back of the book. And I literally nudged you. I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
I literally nudged you, and I'm like, dude, say this prayer. This thing is badass. Because it is.
Yep.
Cast into hell Satan and all his demons. And that's just a part
of it. God is not tolerant. Anybody that tells you he's tolerant is trying to subvert your faith. That's what he's trying to do.
And just make you apathetic in general.
Correct.
And you said it. It doesn't mean you don't forgive, because that's obviously a huge part of the Bible as well. But you don't blindly forgive, and you don't forgive things like what we have discussed in this episode. There's still a line there.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my big negative.
Yeah.
I thought that was recognized during this.
Yes. Because it also exposed those people. We talked about exposing things in the positives. It exposed that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, in a real situation, let's say we were with those people in some kind of situation, what help are they going to be?
They're going to be screaming or hiding behind something or whatever it is.
Exactly.
They're going to be doing nothing. And then who knows, maybe they'll use their wife as a human shield. Next thing you know, I don't know, and probably not that dramatic, but still, the point remains.
Yeah.
They're running away and trying to, it's genuinely infuriating that you live in a society with people like that.
Yeah.
Because it makes you not trust other Christians too, is the problem.
Yeah.
which is terrifying to think about. That should be the people we should be able to trust 100 times out of 100.
Exactly.
That they're willing to do what the Bible talks about.
Yeah.
They're willing to talk about sin and God's judgment on it. They're willing to talk about the harsh topics of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did see plenty of Christians in St. Louis in a positive manner that were on, and I think one of them worked for First Form. I told you about him. He was actually doing a talk on Revelation, a very difficult book to talk about. Very difficult book. It's good stuff. There was another one. There was a husband of one of the patients Wyatt used to treat, actually. He was talking about not making peace with evil in a sermon he did at the church. I was like, I love it. Mm-hmm. Good. It's here. There are men that are here. There are Christian men that are here.
Yeah.
This is not to say that 80% of Christian men are just soft. That's not an accurate assessment.
Right.
The strong Christian men are here, and we're going to continue to make a revival. We're going to be the ones that change this country to the right direction for all of our families, and then for all leading us to heaven as well.
Yeah. Right.
So
no, 100%, dude. 100%.
Anyways, I was going to let Mitchell chime in.
Nothing to add there? No, he's ready for his next big moment here.
I guess so, yeah.
All right, guys. At the end of all of our non-guest episodes, Money Mitch will ask us a Q&A question that's submitted by you guys, the listeners or the viewers. Now, we have a few different ways that we would like you guys to submit these questions. Number one, you can DM them to us on Instagram at untapped.llp. You can email them to us. You can DM them to us individually as well. You can also text them to us if you have our number. You can email them to us. Our email is extricationfitness@gmail.com. A little bit of a mouthful, so we made it easy. There are email buttons in our Instagram bio and our Facebook bio. Third and finally, you can leave them in the comments of our social media posts. We are very active on all the major ones, so Instagram, of course, TikTok, X, YouTube, and YouTube Shorts as well. So you can leave them in the comments on any of those posts. All of these questions, and they can be about anything, by the way. It could be health and fitness related. We love those. It's obviously our bread and butter. That's our roots. They could be current event related. It could be related to a past topic we've done. It could be a future one. It doesn't really matter. These questions can be about anything. They can also definitely be funny. We also love the funny questions. All of these get sent over to Money Mitch. He will then pick one out to ask at the end of the episode. Sorry, getting tangled up with my words here. Sometimes they pertain to the episode. Sometimes they don't. Again, they can be about anything. And then Money Mitch gets his second big moment of the episode.
Do you guys get the feeling that a revival is happening or a revolution is happening due to the events we discussed today?
It's an interesting question.
This is not rhetorical, but just to clarify here, what would we say the difference is between a revival and a revolution?
I mean, in my opinion, a revival is just more so a resurgence of strong values, not significantly changing the fabric of a country. You're not significantly changing the underlying structure politically, economically, stuff like that. That's more of a revival. You just see a cultural type shift. In my opinion, a revolution would be much more aggressive.
Violence,
in my opinion,
typically,
yes,
is what's associated. Good.
It doesn't have to be violence, but it could be just much larger.
A properly executed one could be
fabric type changes.
Could be done pretty precisely. Properly executed revolution, as you look throughout history, it could be done precisely.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's definitely where I was thinking. Do we think more of a revival or revolution? I would say right now we're at revival, and I would say typically revival leads to revolution.
Or at least it can in some manner.
It can, yeah. Again, throughout history, there's situations that would agree with that. And then you have situations with like how the country was born that it was just straight to revolution. You know, like, hey, we're sick of this guy's shit over there in England. King George, you can take 2 of these and we're going to take a country from you.
And they still cannot get over the fact they still think they're better than us. I mean, all the British social media people that make money off of criticizing America. But anyways,
how many Super Bowls does England have?
So stupid. Their food looks like shit. I've never been over there. I don't know if I want to get stabbed or eat beans and toast. Truthfully. But anyways, yeah.
I would say we're more at the revival point, and I honestly I don't know that we have to go into great detail into our answers here because we just did. And I think everything that we covered there would support my argument for it's a revival. And hopefully a revival is all it takes.
A Christian revival is definitely real right now, for sure. Like on that, if we're talking about a revival aspect, I would lean toward the Christian aspect being the biggest part of that. The only problem is if it's just revival, do we actually execute real policies through that? Like leaning toward Christian nationalist policies, for example. You know, obviously we got a guy leading the Department of War, Pete Hegseth, that is like Deus Vult on his, tattooed on him, whatnot. Extremely is connected to extremely based pastors. So there's something there in the administration that could be leaning that way.
We hope anyway.
Christian nationalism, hypothetically. And so, but the problem is again, like I was talking about, I think a lot of people think about a full scale revolution. They think about basically civil war, just anarchist, lawless activities, and that's about it, pretty much. A well-executed one with the 3 points I discussed earlier could be a very effective revolution.
Yes.
To turn this country to the right direction. And it wouldn't even be really considered that, like what you would call we slaughtered, 60 million Christians, like some revolution did. But anyways, in history, but it wouldn't be like that. It would be, this Christian nationalist administration came in very effectively, handled what needed to be handled, that was just and good, and then the country righted itself. Possible. But again, I don't think, I think we're in that revival stage still, because I do think most men are still apathetic to that being done. I think most people, they're going to see the, deportations occur, and they're going to continue to cry about it. For example, they're going to say it's mean, all that stuff. They don't have the stomach for it. They're going to see a criminal being executed on live TV and say that's mean, even though he just stabbed and raped 3 women or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they'll still say it's mean in that scenario. So it's going to depend a lot on if us men want to lead, and actually lead the country, actually lead our households, that type of stuff. If we are willing to do this, if it turns into an effective revolution, so to speak. Other than that, I think you're right. We are in a revival, especially Christian.
Yeah.
At least people rediscovering faith, which is a win, as
100%.
we talked about.
100%.
As we talked about, we are winning to a degree, but it's hard to see that until you're on the other side of the tunnel. And I don't think we're on the other side of the tunnel right now.
Yeah.
So, but anyways.
Mitch, what do you want to add to this? Don't say nothing. Turn that mic on.
I didn't say nothing.
Look, he just fulfilled his role. You just asked him to.
You got 30 seconds now.
I think you're seeing a strong, like you guys were talking about, the positive is not a good term. The silver lining, even then that's too strong of a term of the whole situation, is that you saw a very, very renewed, strong interest in Christianity, because you've seen a lot of folks, the folks who are mad or saying not to, basically people on the other side saying we shouldn't be venerating Charlie in death and saying that he said all these horrible things, and then all these horrible things that they've taken out of context. You show the video in context, and it's not that big of a deal. It's pretty moderate, actually.
Those same people can't watch a 30-minute video, though. They have no ability to do that.
Which is always funny. Yeah. But the silver lining, even though that's too strong of a term, is that you've seen a lot of people become very, very interested in Christianity, because Charlie, frankly, did a very, very good job of showing what a normal Christian dude who stands on his values does. And I think you're seeing a lot of people become interested of that, because he effectively is a martyr from that. So I'd say you're seeing a revival in that, which is good. And then you guys are talking about the non-denom type church stands, and you're seeing folks really get kind of plugged into the Catholic piece of it, which is the, original Christian church. When it started in 100, AD, you can trace it all the way back to Jesus. And
careful,
and
we'll
that's
have a lot
where
of
it came
Protestant
back.
comments for that one, Mitchell. Even though you and I grew up Protestant.
Well, I mean, the Christian history is really interesting, and I actually have a book I'm reading on it right now. Called The Four Witnesses, the Early Church in Their Own Words.
Hold it up there. Yeah.
So it's really good. It basically follows, in this case, 4 guys who were literally taught by, then Jesus, then Paul and John, and then, it kind of follows the lineage of it. And it's really interesting. And you're seeing a very strong renewed interest in that, which I think is a fantastic thing.
Orthodoxy, same thing. Yep. Big renewal in that too. Which again, I'm not bothered by anybody exploring Catholicism, Orthodoxy, or Protestantism. I really am not. I love seeing people explore Christianity. I think because I think it's a great point by Mitchell. And I do think that a random little side thing that we could probably make a whole episode about denomination-wise of Christianity and our viewpoints on that. I think Christians, yes, it's good to know denominational differences. Right now, it's not our main enemy.
Correct.
If you're a Protestant, Catholics and Orthodox are not your main enemy. If you're Catholic, same thing. Orthodox, Protestant, not your main enemy. Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, not your main enemy.
Right.
The main enemy is pagan religions and opposing viewpoints that would see harm done upon Christians, which is slowly creeping in. Dearborn, Michigan's a perfect example of that.
Sure.
As we have witnessed.
The freaking call to prayer thing.
Yeah, you got Abdullah is a mayor of Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah.
Really interesting how that works out. But anyways, yeah. So I think Mitchell makes a really good point. But again, I think denomination, that's a really quick call to that for those of you tuning in here, is Christians need to be on the same team right now. Big time. No matter what your denomination is.
Correct.
That needs to be your main focus.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. That is episode 174. Please remember to share the show as always. It is free, it is easy, and it helps us a ton. So please continue sharing the show and showing that love. With that being said, until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.